A president who is never far from his phones, tweeting constantly and calling friends from a personal phone not secured by the government. Could foreign spies be listening in? Tonight, U.S. officials tell NBC News they have been concerned for months that President Trump has been discussing sensitive information on his non-secure iPhone with people like Sean Hannity of Fox News. And now the New York Times reports the Chinese and Russians are routinely eavesdropping. NBC News has not confirmed aspects of the New York Times report. According to the Times, the president also calls fellow billionaires like Steven Schwartzman and Steve Wynn, big campaign contributors with major holdings in China and contacts with China's government. As a candidate, Mr. Trump regularly attacked Hillary Clinton for emailing on a private server.
Her server was easily hacked by foreign governments, perhaps even by her financial backers in communist China.
President Obama reluctantly gave up his beloved BlackBerry when he took office, 8 years later joking about the government replacement.
The phone doesn't work. You can't play your music on it. So basically, it's like, does your 3-year-old have one of those play phones?
Today, President Trump called the Times report a fake story, tweeting, "I rarely use a cell phone, and when I do, it's government authorized. I like hard lines." But former White House aide Omaroso Manigault Newman tweeted he always used his personal iPhone in the White House for calls, even after being told over and over again about the security risk.
This would be a goldmine in order to know how to influence him, what it is that pleases him, how you would deal with him in a negotiation.
And tonight, China ridiculed that report that it is listening in on the president's calls, a spokeswoman suggesting if the White House is really concerned about security, they should use a Chinese-made phone.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.